Aaron and Zach are not real. They are stupid cartoon people completely made up by this Texas guy who we hardly even know. Aaron and Zach are dumb, crude, thoughtless, ugly, sexist, self-destructive fools, but for some reason, the little wiener heads make us laugh.
Wiener heads.
What's up, everybody? What's up?
What's up?
Gonna play one of Zach's favorite games today.
This is my favorite in the series. I got the fucking the HD collection.
Yeah. You know what's funny is I have it too on the PS3, but I've never played through a single game.
You fucking dick.
I'm the king of buying shit and never utilizing it.
So,
did you buy the PS4 collection? Is it on PS4 now, right?
Yep, I got it for the PlayStation 3, and then I got it again for the 4 and 1.
And I'm sitting here down on myself for wasting money, and you're rebuying all this shit. That's okay, I do it too.
Mm-hmm.
Like, they have that new Sega Genesis collection coming out for the PS4 and 360 or 1, and it's almost just the same as the one that was on PS3, the Sonic Genesis collection or whatever. I'll still buy it though.
Exactly.
Even though they're not going to make 16-bit era games look any better.
Mm-hmm. So, should we skip cutscenes and stuff, or just play through it?
I'm going to leave it up to you, because I don't know what the cutscenes entail. Maybe if they're super bloated, you'll realize that, and you'll know what
Not
to do.
really.
You know?
This isn't kind of like Metal Gear Solid or anything.
How long is this type of game? Is this a game that you could finish in a playthrough, or is it like Resident Evil length, or what?
It's not long, baby. Should I play with this shirt off? Look at that bod.
They already let you customize it. You haven't even played the game. I'll let you do whatever your heart desires.
That's the Devil May Cry 1 suit. I'll wear it and we'll laugh every time it shows a cutscene and he's not wearing the suit I'm wearing. Because it's one of those games.
Dude. Well, what about the no shirt? Same thing would apply?
Yeah.
Yeah. They lazy.
It'll start out with him without a shirt here, though.
Interesting. So, fun fact, obviously, is that the first Devil May Cry was supposed to be Resident Evil 4.
Yep. And then it was it's not. Obviously, they changed it after they changed the title and shit.
Because it's basically, I mean, come on, it's basically like Castlevania in spirit, right?
Mm-hmm.
And it's funny because this game kind of reminds me of Castlevania, but then Castlevania ended up copying Devil May Cry with their PlayStation 2 entries.
Mm-hmm.
Right? They were just like fucking Devil May Cry, but not as good. I mean, I played Devil May Cry a little bit. They control a lot better than those Castlevania games on PS2.
Mm-hmm. The original Devil May Cry has some weird fucking controls, yeah. You jumped with like circle or something. Or triangle.
Jump within this.
They modernized it, so press A or X to jump.
So this is a prequel. What's going on here?
It's basically, this is something that's going to happen later in the game. They're starting out kind of showing the brothers Dante and Virgil fighting, which will happen later.
Is this the game where you're primarily Virgil, or is that 4?
You can play as Virgil in this, but I'm playing the normal Dante one.
Who's the guy you play as in part 4?
Oh, Nero.
Okay. Is Nero the one that's voiced by Johnny Young Bosch, or is that Virgil?
I'm not sure.
You know, the Black Power Ranger?
Maybe.
The frog? I'm going to look it up. Because I remember he plays one of them.
But in the end, it doesn't even matter. This is funny, watch. Look at these limited graphs. He's supposed to have slicked his hair back, but because it's so goofy looking, it just looks like he puts his hand in front of his face and his hair changes.
Yeah, it's silliness.
We gotta watch this cutscene though. It's so cheesy.
That's all good.
He's kind of like a Bruce Campbell type of character.
Oh, is he?
My hair ain't even moving, baby. Look at my fucking hot body. Ugh.
Trying to find out who the fuck he plays, man. Oh. It autocorrected to Devilman Crybaby. Fuck. Well, because I guess Johnny Young Bosch is in something called Devilman Crybaby, and it automatically reverted to that.
What? Devilman Crybaby.
I don't know, because I put Johnny Young Bosch first, and I guess that's what it went to. I'm just trying to see what he played. Fuck, what the hell is he in? Yeah, it looks like he's
Virgil.
He's Nero.
Okay.
Is your name Dante?
Son of Sparta!
Those are good games, man. This looks like Michael Berryman. Why does he look at him like he'll so fuck him?
Because he does. They're gonna fuck here in a second.
Dude, that guy looks like shit, man. Look at those graphics.
These are, like, the Devil May Cry, even when they came out, they were very, like, subpar.
Primitive looking.
Yeah.
Looks like fucking House of the Dead.
I watch the pizza here. It's like it wasn't even on the box. Like it was like floating above.
Look at that cardboard. Look at his mouth. That looks weird.
Oh, I came. Oh.
So is he basically like Spawn? He's gonna die and he comes back or whatever?
Pretty much. He's basically superhuman. You start out in the game without your devil trigger ability, so it's like this is kind of telling the story of when he became like that. But he's already fucking superhuman, so... Oh, the cut's already gone, baby.
Did you like that shitty DMC game? Like, I played a demo of that. Or something.
Mac likes it. I thought it was just
It was like... I don't know. Actually, I didn't play a demo of it. I downloaded it for free on PSN, and I think I played it for like an hour. I'm like, it's one of those by-the-numbers games, dude. It just leads you through it. There's no challenge. Mm-hmm. It's just a button masher. Like, I don't know. Like, I was literally just... It was linear, I remember. I'm like, this isn't fun at all. Like, where's the challenge?
Look at this goofy shit.
The pizza in his mouth?
Whooping everybody's ass while smoking a cigarette. Wang Changli.
That must be like... Oh, what?
I always laugh when he grabs a pizza out of his mouth like that. So stupid.
Yeah, it looked like it had to have been like a Tombstone frozen pizza for it to be that stiff. Any other pizza would have ripped.
It's the hard pizza, baby.
I like Tombstone.
What do you want on your tombstone?
Pepperoni and mushroom. That was the commercial.
Yeah.
When they had him on the gallows pole, or maybe it was like the firing squad or something. I don't know.
Do they have Tombstone stuffed crust pizzas?
Not that I've ever seen.
I've heard of it, but I've never seen them. And
you ever buy what's that?
And now we're playing, baby.
You ever buy Hot Pockets? Of course, like Hot Pockets.
Hell yeah.
Okay, did you ever eat the really cheap $1 Tony's pockets?
I don't think so.
So, I don't eat that shit anymore, but back when I did, I actually liked the Tony's pockets better. Like, the Hot Pockets are not very good. Like, you know why? Because they hardly have any filling in them. It feels like you're just eating bread, to me. And the Tony's pockets were better because they were also softer pouches, which I liked. And kind of like your pouch, Zach, your coin purse. It was really soft to the touch. Anyway, one night, I ate those, and I think I ate like a little too many, and I got the stomach flu, and I was just vomiting them up all night long. And I've never been able to look at even Hot Pockets again, man. Just vomiting up that stuff.
Really? I remember they used to have generic ones called Hot and Hardy.
Hot and Hardy.
They were called Hot and Hardy. And I remember, like, back when Mac was living with me, he would, like, mock me because we always shopped at the store that sold stuff like that. And so his mom would bring him, like, Hot Pockets, and he'd be eating it, and he'd be like, Hot Pocket, and he'd point at mine and be like, Stupid Pocket. Hot Pocket, Stupid Pocket.
So you were like Kenny? In the get.
We could afford it. It's just like, yeah, they just didn't sell that shit. Later on, they started getting, like, name brand stuff, and I started buying it from there.
But was the Hot and Hardy's just as good?
I liked them. It's one of those things where you got used to something, so then whenever you ate like a different version of it, so I would eat the Hot Pocket version and be like, this kind of sucks.
Yeah, it's kind of like how you drink Faygo and you get used to it.
I've never drank Faygo.
I'm sure you haven't.
I haven't. We got a Dollar Tree store here recently, and they sell Faygo there. It's the first time I've ever seen Faygo being sold in this.
Why didn't you buy one?
I might. I haven't been drinking pop.
Oh, don't drink it. Just buy it for a photo op. It probably tastes fucking gross.
They had cotton candy Faygo. I was like, what?
Do you think ICP is the best thing that ever happened to Faygo Pop?
Probably. I remember they made that documentary that I've mentioned. It's called Shockumentary, and on it they talk like their manager, like their tour manager's talking like, "Oh yeah, they like the money we give them. They'll ship us stuff. They like the money, but they don't want to be associated with us."
Yeah, that's ridiculous. I mean, it's not like anybody knows them from anything else. So what was the I was listening to your last commentary. It was kind of like the half drunken commentary. Is Critters 2 on the Mac and Zach Save the World. So yeah, Mac was drinking, but what's funny is you sounded like you were drunk because you were so tired. You were like slurring words and stuff.
We recorded that right after me and you did the double. We did Friday 13th episode and then Tales from the Crypt.
Oh really?
Yeah.
It's like you're like, I'm gonna lay down, babe.
I started getting tired during the Tales from the Crypt whenever it comes out.
Did you? Oh, can you tell? Is it noticeable?
Towards the end of it.
Oh, that's funny. So, did you actually start laying down during Critters 2?
Mm-hmm.
That's funny, man. That's what I get mad at Riverman for doing. I'm like, are you fucking laying down?
But I felt more energetic once I laid down.
I used to do, when I didn't give a shit back in the Corey G days of the BTM podcast, I would do podcasts laying down in bed. Fucking, not even like directly in my mic. I'd be laying down, looking at the ceiling, just talking. In those old episodes, I'd do call-ins and I'd be like walking alongside traffic.
Yeah. You just on your phone.
Yeah.
We don't do that anymore. Now we're all recording at the same time.
Yeah, now I'm a stickler for quality, but back then
all this care goes into every episode now.
Back then, nope. It's so funny. I don't know what I was thinking. I couldn't go back and listen to those. That's what I think of. It wasn't always, but I just remember that was like during the brief Corey G tenure. I'd be taking a lot of walks, and it was during the Corey G episodes, and yeah, maybe that's why I didn't give a shit. It was a low point.
He was just gonna show up and talk about Lorenzo Lamas anyway.
He was getting interrupted every damn fucking low audio file thing I said.
Lorenzo Lamas would have made this movie better. So if they made a Devil May Cry movie, who could play Dante?
Any old faggot with a blonde wig.
Dang, it's not blonde hair, it's white.
That's what I meant to say. I didn't say it fast enough and blonde came out. If I would have stuttered and then said blonde, it wouldn't have been as funny.
Exactly.
The whole thing would have been ruined. You might have to bleep out the F word because I'm not proud of it.
Why'd you say it then?
Because it felt like the right thing to do.
Yeah, you ever say something for shock value and then you're like, I should have said that.
Yeah, I know, like all the time, man.
Yeah. I'm one of those guys. I like the shock comedy.
Like every time you say something about babies, yeah, I know.
So the first time I play this, I'm getting my ass kicked. I'm like, how the fuck do you kill him? He keeps killing me. How do I dodge that? But now it's like easy. And Max never played this game because he says it's too hard. Fuck him.
What? Is it really? It looks like a button masher.
It's hard as fuck the first time you play it. All of them are except for 2. 2's like easy as fuck. And it's terrible. And that's Max's favorite apparently.
Oh, 2 sucks?
Yeah.
Why don't you like 2? If 2 sucked, I would never play 3. What made you actually play 3 after playing the second one?
Better developers were back to making it. Pretty much. So it's like, don't pay attention to that shitty one. This one's better.
If I loved God of War 1 and then thought God of War 2 sucked, I wouldn't have came back for God of War 3. But I love all those games, by the way. Those would be fun to do.
I can't wait for the new one.
Yeah, it looks cool.
It looks fucking great.
Yeah, I'd like to say I'll get it, but fuck, I got so many games that I gotta play. I will play Resident Evil. I will start it. I got a 4-day, got some time. But I'll try and play.
So me and Max started playing. We started doing a retro rampage of the first Devil May Cry, and like 5 minutes into it, we forget we're doing a retro rampage, and we were just playing the game and not talking. So that'll probably never come out. We fucked it up.
You always gotta talk, man.
Mm-hmm.
And I got, I feel like I've got to do Resident Evil for priority's sake, because you've been driving me up the wall to do it. And I want to play it because I could probably get through it fairly quick. But I did get in the mail my pre-order of Ni no Kuni 2. And I really want to play that, but I can't do that one first because that's going to be a game that's going to sink like 50, 60 hours,
Mm-hmm.
If I don't do side quests and shit. So, and then I finally bought MGS5. I always say MSG because of fucking Chinese food. MGS5, because I got the complete edition with Ground Zeroes. I'm going to put that one on the back burner. Ni no Kuni's got to come before that one.
That's a good fucking game.
And you know what else I have that I didn't I played for like maybe 2 hours, and then I just got sidetracked and haven't gone back to it. Fucking Breath of the Wild.
Oh, yeah.
And it was cool. I just couldn't get off the Great Plateau. I still hadn't gotten off the plateau yet. And so I really didn't start the game. But I was, playing for a couple hours, and it was cool. But that's another one. So it's like I got these games that are like huge fucking time suckers that are on my plate right now, and they're intimidating, man. Like I'm almost afraid to start them.
Mm-hmm.
That Resident Evil I think I could dive into. The other ones I'm scared to fucking start. And to be fair, when I got Breath of the Wild, I had just finished dumping like 1 million hours into Mario Odyssey.
Sweet.
So and that's my kind of game these days, man. I love playing games like Mario. I can kind of turn my head off a little bit,
Yeah.
and just explore.
It's weird, like the fucking the greatness that is just being able to like play it, pick it up, play for a while, then stop. Like a lot of people don't get it. Like whenever you get a collection of a game like this, and then it's like, oh, you can't save anytime you want. If you don't have a yellow orb, you'll fucking go back to the beginning of the mission when you die. It's like, I'm kind of glad they just kind of dropped that shit, because it's just like convenience, man. Yeah. I'm gonna be dead one day, and I'm gonna regret all that time I spent playing through the same Mega Man level.
Yeah. So I just think that every game tries too hard to be grandiose, big, cinematic, this huge fucking thing, a big story, and that's cool. That used to be cool when, to me, Metal Gear Solid was like the first game that was like movie-like.
Mm-hmm.
And it was cool. I was like, oh, this is so fucking sweet. They got good voice actors, a cool story, some great cutscenes, and now it's just it had a cool soundtrack, and now it's just gotten overblown. And man, I fucking like just popping in Super Mario Brothers,
mm-hmm.
collecting a few fucking stars or moons or whatever game it is, and even if I choose to play it, even if I get sucked in the rabbit hole with those games too, and I might sit there and play it for 2 or 3 hours if I'm really on a stride. But even then, it's all about little accomplishments, right?
Mm-hmm.
And there's something easy about it, and I don't have to like invest too much headspace. It's just like a fun little thing. I don't know.
I hear ya.
But no, I usually wouldn't. When I was playing Mario Odyssey, man, I play in the portable mode. I love my Switch, by the way.
I do want to get
great.
one really bad.
It's great. I love playing it in portable mode. I've played it in portable mode way more than I have on my TV. Because, dude, there's something great about just like laying in your bed and having a movie on in the background just as comfort noise, and then playing with your handheld. I like having multiple things on.
Mm-hmm.
And I played it when I was traveling, and in my hotel, that thing was my best friend. And fuck, man, I really did. It almost became part of my routine while I was playing that game. Is I'd do my daily routine shit, and I, at the end of the night in bed, I'd play for like an hour or two, or until I wanted to go to sleep. It was cool. And I always did it at the very end of the night when I had nothing else to do.
Exactly.
Now, if you were to put me in front of something like Ni no Kuni or like an old school role playing game, a Final Fantasy game, no, man, that's the kind of shit I'd play till dawn, dude.
Yeah.
Because those are the kind of games where I'm like, okay, I get to a good stopping point. Like, okay, I got to see what's coming next. I can just get to the next one. I'll get to the next stopping point. I'll get to the next one. Or you know what, the sun's up.
Exactly.
And I can't be doing that, man.
This is mission 3. From now on, there's a boss at the end of every mission.
So are these like, so they're missions? They're like sub levels? It's not like an open world thing?
Yeah, it's levels. It's levels, babe.
Sorry about that, babe. Is that this guy's diner?
Should be.
His bar? It kind of looks like it.
If he was here, I would suck his cock.
I like the guy. It looks like George Wendt from the third one. I just lost my daughter out there.
Mm-hmm. He hides in the thing.
Yeah.
Did I ever tell you about the Game Shark? That code?
Yeah, the glitch. And you can go in there and he's just in there. Or he's not in there.
There's nothing in there.
Fucking they lied to us.
It's weird because it sets him up like he's gonna like come into play again, but he never does.
Oh, yeah. Like you'd have to come back and he'd be a zombie that busts out.
Yeah. But I was thinking, like, you mentioned on, like, I think it was on the Idle Hands one, you brought up that, the fucking Resident Evil movies. Like, oh, if only I liked these movies, I could buy them all for like $50 at a steelbook. That would be fun to do commentaries for those.
They would be, and it comes with all the digital voodoos, too.
Yeah.
Comes with everything. Yeah, it'd be fun, but it's like I'm a hater just to hate. I'm not trying to be a bandwagon jumper because I never watched any of them after the first one. But I didn't like the first one, man. And the everything after the first one looks even worse. Mm-hmm. So it's like, yeah, I'm just going to go out on a limb and say these movies suck.
But it would be pretty funny to shit on them.
Oh, I know. But what's funny is, like, there's a lot of people that say they suck and they got progressively worse, but there's people that love them, too.
It's got its fans, yeah.
That just love them, man. They kept making money. They made fucking like 6 of them.
Had to have made some money.
Yeah.
I think that guy just wanted to keep watching his wife, like, wearing leather pants and shit. He just wanted to keep filming that.
Did he ever fuck any dudes in the movies?
I don't know. Did she ever? I don't know. I never watched them.
You could see her naked in the first one.
Oh, really?
Yeah, it's PG-13, but I want to say at the very end, I think she wakes up and the world's like abandoned, and she wakes up like basically naked with like some bandage shit, and I think you see a little vagina and a titty.
How was it PG-13 then?
Oh wait, it was R. Those movies are R.
Yeah, I was thinking they were.
You know, part of me kind of wants to watch the first one for nostalgia's sake because that's the only one I've ever watched. And I only watched it one time in the theaters, and that's when it opened up, which was, gosh, what, 2001?
Yeah.
Like 17 years ago? Dude, that's hard to believe. That franchise went for like fucking 16 years.
Exactly.
That's insane.
And
it went consistently. Like every couple of years they had a new movie.
Mm-hmm. It was like Saw, but not every year.
Dude, how would you feel if you're Paul W.S. Anderson and that's what your life was for 2 straight decades? Because that's like almost all he did.
I want to put a fucking bullet in my head, probably.
Because you finish one and you have to start one as soon as you finish it. And then while you're doing pre-production work on the next one, you're doing fucking post-production and marketing on the first one, right?
Mm-hmm.
It's like he literally probably didn't stop.
Here's our first boss.
Oh, yeah?
The Cerberus. How's it pronounced?
Cerberus. It's kind of like, kind of reminds me of like a Demon Souls situation. Did you ever play the Dark Souls or Demon Souls game?
I played Bloodborne.
See, I have Bloodborne for PS4 and I haven't played it yet. That's another game. That's a game that will suck me in because the original Demon Souls, man, I sunk a lot of time in that. For me, anyway. And I love that game.
Mm-hmm.
I actually have Dark Souls. I have Dark Souls 1 and 2. I don't have Dark Souls 3, but I've never even played Dark Souls 1 and 2.
Yeah.
I got so deep into Demon Souls, I never even touched Dark Souls, and I was so worn out from it. Like by the time it took its toll on me because it was such a brutally fucking hard game. I'm like, the last thing I wanted to do was start Dark Souls.
Mm-hmm.
It's one of these games. It's one of these games where they have the mixing really shitty, and you can't hear the voices over the music.
Yeah, all of them are like that. The first one especially.
Just like House of the Dead, man. They got that fucking like Sega metal music playing, and they wouldn't have to have the subtitles if they fucking just did that shit, right?
Yeah. And you couldn't like change it in the options to make the voices louder and the music lower.
Why is he trying to kill you? You're doing him a favor, man. You're getting all ice off him.
Exactly. He's a little prick.
He's probably in a lot of pain.
I'm gonna rub his fucking all three of his heads in his shit next time. Or his piss.
Your jailbait buddy that jerks off dogs, do you think Cerberus would be like the ultimate for him?
They only have 3 heads, not 3 cocks.
Maybe they have 3 dicks.
That'd be cool.
If he had the opportunity, do you think he'd fuck a Cerberus in the butthole?
I'd hope so.
What if it had 3 buttholes and he was going in and out of each one of them?
That'd be amazing. I'd come. I'd watch.
I'm not entirely convinced that you didn't come when he jerked off the first one.
I just watched and jacked off.
Nothing weird about that.
Dude, that's not even the fucking craziest thing he did in front of me, but I can't even tell the craziest thing he did.
Yeah, you can. You can't say that. You can't say that on the podcast, on this show, and then not dish. Look, we don't know his name.
If I actually told you, I would have to end up cutting it out because it's so fucked up.
Well, then do that, and that'll at least be funny. We'll have like bleeps or something.
You sure you want to?
Yeah. And if we have to bleep it, that'll be funny too.
I probably shouldn't say anything, dude.
Come on,
What if he
man.
actually heard this and he's like,
he's not. They don't get the interwebs in prison. Oops. In dog fucking prison.
Oh man, I don't know.
Come on, man. Peer pressure's a motherfucker. Come on. You know how many humiliating stories I've told you about me?
If I say it, you're going to have to let it go. If we talk about it too long, I won't be able to cut it out effectively.
I'm sorry? Okay, fine.
So you're going to be able to just drop it really fast after I say it?
Yes, I promise. Everybody's my witness here. After he's done, I'll just quickly shift gears and we'll talk about how the fucking game rules.
All right.
Like, oh, this game's going great.
All right, you ready for this? Okay. I'm going to drop a bomb on you, dude.
Are you ready for this?
He f***ed his sister in front of me.
I ruined that bomb, by the way, because I interrupted you the first time. Maybe you'll cut out the part where I interrupted you so it has more punch like it deserves.
They're not going to hear it anyway.
He f***ed his sister in front of you?
Yes, he did. And it was fucked up. It was fucked up.
Why?
I don't know.
Why?
I mean, you got to drop it now, man. You said you would.
No, but I thought you meant drop it after you tell me all the details.
Okay, we were. His dad was going to visit a friend. We were in the back of his truck, and he pulled his out. And his sister, apparently, they've done it before.
What?
And it just happened.
And they didn't care about you being there?
No.
You're in the back of
They asked if I want to join.
And you didn't?
No, I didn't.
So they had no...
Not like join in as a but like, you want to get some? I'm like, no.
Okay, did you have any inkling that their relationship was like that prior to that? Or they just seemed like brother and sister?
No idea.
Like, you thought they were just brother and sister?
Mm-hmm.
And did you know the sister just as well as the brother?
Not really.
Wow. Was the sister older or younger? I'm going to guess younger.
She's younger.
How much younger?
Well, they were both like 10, 11. She was a little bit younger.
Oh, they were really young.
Yeah.
Wow, so you guys were all like little kids.
Exactly. So he's probably not happy about it. He's probably pretty ashamed. So I probably shouldn't have said it.
He's probably really fucked in the head. He's probably glad he's in jail. He's probably like, I deserve to be here. The outside world will never get me. I don't get me. Only Tyrone out here in the yard who fucked his grandmother will get me.
Mm-hmm.
Good Lord, man. That's a weird thing to just happen fast and happen out of nowhere, especially being like that age. It actually, in a weird fucked up way, and I don't mean this like I'm condoning it, but it's actually, no, there's no saving that.
They had a fucked up childhood.
I was going to say, it's like, man, I was going to say it's somewhat a little bit better that they were young and stupid, but no, it's not. But you know what I'm trying to say? It's not like, I don't know. It's not like Joe Dirt. I'm your sister.
Mm-hmm.
Wow. But I can't even imagine being like that age. How do they actually do it right?
Yeah, I don't
I
know how they knew. Yeah, it's crazy.
I guess they could both be of age to where they could actually do it. You know.
Mm-hmm.
Like you saw his little winky.
Yeah.
Like you said, you saw it. Like you got like a first row seat.
We were in the back of a truck.
A bed of a truck.
Yeah, with the enclosure on it.
Oh, just like the story I told you about the little club, and we had to show our dicks, and I was like, no, this is not for me, guys. I'm out.
Yeah.
We're in like that. What is it about the enclosure of trucks that's like it just screams fucking deviancy?
Mm-hmm.
I don't get it.
It screams, let's pull our cocks out and show them to each other.
So, or let's f our sisters. I mean, which I think is a little worse. You've topped me. So
you know what? I've wanted to bring this up every time we talk about them, but I was just like, I can't tell that story.
I hate that. Not that I don't appreciate this program, but I hate that we wasted it on this fucking show. Like, this is commentary worthy. Fuck.
What if he kills? What if he listens and he kills me now?
No, I'll take it where I can get it. I guess if it's on here. No, man, it's not gonna happen. So, like, I'll protect you. Just give me like 6 hours notice to get to you. Dude,
he starts sending me messages. I heard your new podcast. I'm on my way.
Well, it's a good thing we don't use your real name, Zach. I mean, Riverman.
Riverman, that's me. I grew up in Omaha.
Oh, God. So, I am just wrapping myself around this. Like, it must have all happened so fast that you didn't even know what the fuck was going on.
I was shocked. It was weird.
And can I get personal and ask how long it lasted? Before, and why didn't you get out? Like, there had to have been
I don't remember it finishing, actually. It might have only lasted a couple minutes.
I mean, like,
I don't remember it finishing at all. It's just like, yeah, let's stop now. Because I think they were just too young to realize, like,
maybe they couldn't.
It is weird.
Yeah, it sounds like it, man. I'm just wondering how long it lasted. Did you not have an opportunity to be like, yeah, okay, this is finally sinking in. This is fucked up. I'm gonna get out of this bed of this truck.
He did. Like, once we got out of the truck, he's like, I shouldn't have done that. We shouldn't do that. That's not right. And I don't know if he said that because he saw it in my face that I was like, what the
mortified?
Fuck? Yeah.
Dude, that's so fucking crazy. I can't believe they do that in front of you. and the friendship persisted and went and progressed. And it was still alive after this.
He was never.
Please tell me that was the last time he ever talked to you, because that would be the last time I ever talked to you.
That was it was one of those guys that, like, he was just kind of in and out, like, throughout childhood. Like, because, like, he went to a different school because he was a kid that got kicked out of public school. So, yeah, I didn't see him a lot after, like, 10 years old or something.
Yikes. And so, wow, man, I can honestly say he's no longer going to be known as the dog fucker now. That has been superseded. He is now the fucker. God. I could live with myself a lot sooner if I fucked a dog. I'm going to be honest with you.
Mm-hmm.
I mean, I could...
He didn't really fuck the dog, though. He just jacked it off.
Which is even more mild. But he didn't just jack off his sister, that's for sure.
Oh, man.
So, like, you know damn straight that probably wasn't the last time it happened.
I'd like to think it was. I don't know, though.
So that was that the last time you saw a sister?
That was the last time I saw him for a while. Next time I saw him was probably like 3 or 4 years later.
And I bet you it never even came up.
Never came up. We never talked about it ever.
Yeah, I don't imagine. And I bet you were thinking about it.
Yeah.
I bet you were thinking.
Whenever I met him again and we started like talking again, I'd like to think that, like, oh yeah, that was something. He was just too young and he didn't know what he was doing.
He probably thinks, oh, he just forgot, like it was a dream. Because when you repress things and you just don't talk about it for so long, eventually you kind of forget they were a thing.
That's a novel waiting to happen coming out of me, man. That's gonna be a novel. Like, they the main character is just gonna be me. He saw him his sister.
We should tag team. That's an inappropriate terminology. We should pair up and do a script together, and I want to steal that story. Zach, I want to buy your rights.
I wouldn't use my real name anyway. Written by Aaron and Cletus Washburn.
You made it sound like we're brothers, Aaron and Cletus Washburn.
I didn't want to just put out your first name without asking, even though you do yourself.
Yeah, I got a podcast, Deep In with Aaron Lipscomb. I don't care. Everybody listen to it. There's a pitch. Zach though, he's got to like go into witness protection. So I'm just gonna call him Z. Maybe people won't realize it who he is. I'm gonna call you Z Dubs.
Z Dubs.
Z Dub.
Whenever I blank out what we're talking about, and then we continue to talk about it, it's gonna get blanked out every time. But people are gonna know, like, just by common sense, like I know what they're saying. I know what the kid did.
Zach, you got to leave that in. Every bit of it.
No way, dude.
Every bit of it.
I'll blank it out, but they'll know what it is. It could be like a running joke, like we blank it out every time, even though everybody knows what you're saying.
Fine. So all you can blank out's the F word. What do you mean his sister? Yeah, his sister right in her ass. What do you mean he blew a big fat in her mouth?
No. It was the Giny.
Oh my god. And Zach, I know you were a kid too, but technically you can't say you've never watched two little kids have sex. This is fucked up. This is fucked.
It's a good thing we didn't have phones back then. I probably would have filmed it.
This one's getting demonetized.
Exactly.
I don't care. Dude, that is an insane story. I feel bad for you. It's almost like that's scarring. That's gotta like were you 11 or 10?
Maybe 11. They were he was younger than me.
You know what would have been extra fucked up if you're like, oh, I was the older friend. I was like 15. I just hung out. Got my jollies off.
I like this guy likes to fuck. This is somebody nice to have around for entertainment sometime.
That's crazy though, man. So this is after he jerked off a dog?
Yeah, I think so.
I would hope, because you said you didn't see him much longer. You said you didn't see him for a few years after.
Yeah, it had to have been then, yeah.
Yeah, it's like I would hope to God it doesn't sound like he grew up much. The experience. He's like, good look. He's like, good, Zach. I've evolved. I'm now on the dogs now.
We used to like make little videos, which I have none of them anymore. But we made one where he went to Family Video. He took the camera in there with him, and he shat all over their toilet, like on top of it.
Gosh, man. Nothing you say is gonna fucking stun me after hearing what you just told me before. You could tell me he shit in the Pope's mouth, and I'm not nearly as stunned as you telling me this kid f***ed his sister. What did Mac say about this? Does Mac know?
I've never told him.
You've never told him?
I've never told him.
And Mac,
because Mac knows who he is. So if anybody was going to bring it up and let it out of the bag that I told, it would be him.
Oh my gosh. So we just got to tell Mac not to say a damn thing because he has to hear this. Because this is fucking hilarious shit. Oh my gosh. Hey, he just commented on our Facebook feed. Actually, can I tell him now, please?
On Facebook, please. Where everybody else can read it too.
No. I accidentally posted the Wild Stallions group page. That's our other group page. Oh, wrong guys. No. Like, hey man, did you hear this guy fucked his sister? Oh, never mind. Sorry. Forget I said that. That's nuts, though, man. That is a crazy story.
It is. I'm kind of mad that I told it.
No, don't. It's okay, man.
That might be the first time I ever said it out loud to anybody, actually. And I'm doing it on the internet in front of a bunch of strangers.
You might be telling that story again on the deep end in our Secret Confessions episode. It's not even your confession. This is like somebody. I don't see why you feel so bad. This is like somebody else's bad.
Yeah,
you know?
Because if he found out I said something.
Unless you're not telling us everything, Zach. Did it really end where it ended? Did you really decline participation?
I did. I did not do that.
Okay, thank God. Even then, it wouldn't be as weird because it ain't your fucking sister. That for you, it's just like the ultimate kinky story. Like, yeah, I f***ed the brother and sister duo.
No, they didn't want to do it with. He wasn't going to be in there with me. He asked if I wanted to f*** his sister in front of him. I was like, no.
It's like Freak Show on Harold and Kumar. Help yourself to something to drink. Fuck my wife. Me casa.
People are out there listening like, where did Zach grow up? Is this fucking... Did he grow up in like...
Alabama? Mississippi? Dude. That's nuts, man. And I thought I had some weird friends, man. This guy takes the cake. So, did he end up becoming one of those Maury children? those Maury Povich children that went into like boot camp?
I don't think his parent, like... I don't know. What I always got from his parents were that they were both like, just didn't care, like whatever he did.
They clearly didn't care what he did. I mean, this goes a little beyond just staying out past curfew, Zach.
Mm-hmm.
They let him get away not just with murder, but incest. You know,
they probably don't know about that.
You know what? It makes you wonder if they do or they don't, because where do people pick that up? Do you think maybe like there was some bad stuff going on with the parents too?
It's hard telling.
I mean, I don't know. I guess the brother could just be fucked up, and he could have been a bad influence on the sister.
Finding out about sex way too young when you have siblings isn't a good thing. Like, you don't want that to happen with your kids.
Yeah, you're right, because I guess in a weird fucked up way, if they were like super little, you can't really like get mad at kids, you know?
Mm-hmm.
It's just like little kids will like, I mean, you hear stories about little kids looking at each other in the shower just because they're curious.
Mm-hmm.
You know, when they're just like little. So I guess it's something like that, but yeah, man, so that's fucked up. He probably had like access to smut.
Yep.
He probably had access to a lot of smut and porn, and the closest thing he had was his sister.
We were really young the day that he jacked off the dog. We watched a porno. We were at some kid's house who had a porno. And on the porno, it was a girl sitting on a guy's dick. And the girl was sitting on a guy's dick and she shit all over his dick.
Oh. Dude, that's like hardcore shit too at a young age. What the hell? So he didn't even just get access to like the Playboy channel, and it was fuzzy and stuff, and you know, the cable company actually gave it to him for a day. It wasn't like the Playboy channel. He got like dark fucking dank shit. Yeah. Like, where do you even get that? Like, that's like porno.
And the kid who we were hanging out with who had it and we were watching it, his mom walks in while we're watching it.
Oh Lord, no.
And she didn't care.
Really? And this is another friend.
This wasn't a friend of mine. It was a friend of his. I'd never met him up until then.
And so,
and the lady,
how long?
The mom,
how long did it take? How far away was this trailer park from your house?
It wasn't a trailer park. It was just.
You sure?
It was actually a big house.
Dude, and like,
and the lady knew my mom. She's like, "Oh, you're blah blah blah's kid, aren't you?" And I'm like, "Fuck."
And then you're hearing the shit noises. And so was she just walking through the living room while you guys were jerking off dogs?
She came into his room.
Was she carrying like a laundry basket, and she's just like, just make sure you boys wash up your hands before dinner?
She was really young looking.
I bet.
That's all I remember. And she's like, "Yeah, I know your mom." And I'm like, "Fuck." She's like, "I won't say anything."
Oh my goodness gracious.
And the thing is too, whenever the chick shit on his dick in the video, there was a term for it that the kid knew, that both of them knew.
Scat?
No, they called it a rotten onion or something. Oh, she got a rotten onion. Look at that.
I don't even get it. Was her asshole prolapsed?
Because her butt, the shit ran down into her vagina. So there's poop all over her vagina. They're like, "It's a rotten onion."
I can't believe we opened up this can of worms.
This is totally getting demonetized, man. This might be another instance where we don't get monetized for like 3 months afterwards.
Yeah, 6 months. Yeah, I don't give a shit. It's worth it, man. See, it's worth it for all the people out there listening. So we do care about you, and we're bringing you unfiltered entertainment. It's not quite at our sake. It's kind of at the sake of others, but still, regardless, we give up our lack of monetization for you. Dude, that's crazy, man. You had so much like exposure to shit.
I did.
I mean,
maybe that's why my humor is so fucked up.
This explains it all. I was about to say. Oh my gosh, like my throat is rough and hoarse from laughing. So, what else are you holding back? Let's just get it all out in this episode.
That's the most fucked up thing that's ever happened to me, I think, in front of me.
Okay, dude, well, like...
I can say another story. That kid had a brother who was younger than him, and one time the brother shot him. When we were kids.
With his load?
With the gun.
Oh, okay. It's not so weird for this family.
In the leg while we were, like, hanging out. It was a BB gun, but we were hanging out outside, and I'm thinking, like, surely, like, because he was always like, I know he's, like, fucking crazy, but surely he wouldn't shoot anybody. I'm thinking of my friend in this conversation. I didn't think about his brother, but his brother, yeah, he aimed it right at him and shot him. I'm like, this is so fucked up. And the last time I talked to him, he still had that in his leg because it's at a place where they can't cut it out without fucking something up.
Why did you keep hanging out with this kid after the last time?
I don't know.
And I have another question. Isn't it going to be funny if we have somebody that stops by this video that's never been to our channel before thinking, oh yeah, let's watch this fucking Devil May Cry playthrough. And it starts off normal enough, and then 10 minutes into it, we start talking about this. It's going to be the greatest playthrough ever, and we're going to have a new legion of fans. That's so funny. All I know is if I stumbled across the channel, I do it sometimes when I watch like playthroughs, whatever. If I stumbled across these guys and they were playing like, I don't know, TMNT, the arcade game, and then 5 minutes into it, they start talking about people that f*** their sisters, I'll be like, what? Yeah, I got no words.
Where do you go after that?
I don't
know. We were also going to talk about the website. If you want to go into that.
I'm spent. Okay, I'll talk about the website. Hold on.
At least that little story about the guy that ripped you off. I guess we can say he ripped us off because I paid for some of it too, didn't I?
Yeah, so Saw Woo fucked us over. Anyway. No, so anybody that's been following along with the commentaries we do, the BTM podcast and all that stuff, I don't think we've discussed it on the Retro Rampage. But we've had a website in development for way too long at this point, and the person I had contract to build it, he was just kind of fucking us around for way too long. And he basically finished it except for some final touches.
Yeah, there was like two things that Aaron here, he kept like, we need to do this and this, just do that and it'll be done. And then he'd send us something and be like, I did it, there you go, and it'd be the same, and he'd be like, no, you didn't.
Yeah, and then it would be like 2 weeks before he'd even respond to my emails after that, and he just was dragging me along. And then I comes to find out, I pretty much severed ties with him, said, hey, go fuck a pile of curry. I'm done with you. He was Indian. And a bowl of curry, I should have said. Not a pile of curry. Anyway, but then I noticed I do hosting through AWS, Amazon's hosting service. And then I noticed that this motherfucker had been using my domain, my hosting, to pay for, I'm assuming to pay for other jobs he was doing.
He was running a couple other servers.
He was running like 4 other servers.
With your credit card information.
Yeah, with my credit card. So like I didn't know it, man, but I was being charged like $60 a month for like 7 months.
That's fucked.
And I was real, I guess that teaches me to keep up with my shit, because I can miss 50, 60, 70 bucks a month on my like Amex or whatever. I just pay it because I use it all the time, and I just pay it off. But yeah, man. So, I've been in the process of taking him through the ringer, and I've gotten half the money back, and I just want to see him fucking drown, basically, financially, not physically. And he makes it seem like you could tell he was some guy that was kind of strapped. He was working way too many jobs than he could handle. And pretty much the money got yanked out of his fucking account, like no questions asked. And he was trying to So I gotta dispute them two different ways. I disputed stuff that was in the last 6 months through PayPal, no problem. The stuff that's older than that, I have to go through my bank. But with PayPal, you open up a dispute, and they reach out to them, the merchant in their eyes, and with the dispute from me, and they give them 10 days to respond, and or provide sufficient evidence that I'm in the wrong and they're right. And if they don't, within 10 days, they just pull the money back automatically. They lose, and he gets it yanked. And then basically he becomes in debt to PayPal, and they'll fuck his ass up.
Right.
So, anyway, day number 9, like the night before the 11th hour for him was about to roll and they were going to take his money, he messaged me on Skype, which I ignored his messages. I'll read them right now.
This is the part of the story I haven't heard yet, so yeah.
Okay, so I'll read the messages now. I totally fucking ignored him because fuck him. So this is literally late at night or early, something like literally hours before his deadline. And he goes, "You will get the money back slowly, like $30 here and there." What? Like $30 today. He's from India. As in India, we don't able to keep money in PayPal, which means he's broke and he basically never keeps anything in his PayPal. He's always pretty much transferring it to his bank, right? Mm-hmm. He doesn't keep anything in there. But PayPal doesn't give a fuck about that. They'll just make him go in the negative, right?
Right.
Oh, PayPal. Anyway, so when my client pay me, it will automatically pay to you. Like one guy paid me 30 US and it goes to you. His broken ass English. So this guy.
So he's acknowledging that he fucked up at this point, right? Or is he like denying it?
Oh, of course. Yeah. No, of course. Yeah. He basically got word from PayPal and he's messaging me at the 11th hour, even though he had 10 days to respond. And he's instead, because they always promote working it out with the merchant, if you can. And he's not trying to work it out. He's trying to say, hey, I guess he technically is, but this guy's full of lies. This guy wants to fucking nickel and dime me, saying, hey, I'll give you $30 here and there as I get more work and I get paid for the jobs. Dude, he lied to me nonstop the whole time I've fucking known him. And what am I really to believe? If this guy can't afford to give me my money back, am I really to believe that he can afford to give me parts of his, fucking job earnings? No. Like, he basically wanted me to agree to this in the 11th hour before PayPal took his money so I could sit there and go to PayPal and withdraw the dispute.
Yeah.
Right? That's all he wanted me to do. And then when that happens, you only have 6 months, or you have a certain time window to dispute with PayPal. And if I would have did that and be like, okay, cool, I'll go to PayPal and be like, okay, I'm withdrawing the dispute, guys. We worked out a payment arrangement. If he fucks me over again, then all of a sudden I'm outside of the window to redispute through PayPal, right? Mm-hmm. That would leave me vulnerable for him to fuck me over. And I just didn't reply to him. And then the next day, like 4 hours later, early in the morning, he replied to me, I guess when PayPal took the money, "I think you now got your full money back." And I didn't reply to him, but I'm thinking, no, I didn't even get close to it back. I got what I could get through PayPal back. But little does he know is I'm going to fucking take him down through my bank too and get more out of him, which is going to be extra sweet. Mm-hmm. So cause that US dollar go far in India, man. I mean, I hate it. I mean, I know I'm probably taking the shoes off his children's feet, but it's his fault.
He was running 3 servers off your credit card.
Which he denies.
Oh, he denies that part?
It was him that did it. He's like, "I don't know how this happened, sir." I'm like, fuck you. I did nothing. All I did was create the AWS account, and I paid for my initial server. I paid for one, and then I gave him the account to work on the project. I didn't fucking look at it for the whole time he had it. Mm-hmm. And he's lying. My buddy Jared, who's a web builder himself, he went in there and he could see exactly when they were all made, time stamped, and where they were made. He's fucking lying.
They were made in India. So it's not a...
Yeah, he's a fucking liar. He's a fucking liar. And I didn't even bother getting into it. So I disputed those. Yeah. I disputed all those AWS charges as fraud through my credit card. So hopefully they're dealing with him. But I got my money back for all those charges. Not all of it, but most of it.
Yeah.
So that's okay. But yeah, so I don't know. There's part of me that's tempting to be like, no, I didn't get all the money back. I'm still going for the other half with my bank. You can make that right and pay me right now, or you can, part of me wants to give him that chance, but I don't know. But I also don't want to either. Mm-hmm. Nah, fuck it. Fuck him. He's going down, Zach.
It's going down.
Anyway, what we started out as we were saying, maybe I don't know. Maybe you would empathize with him. Maybe he fucked his sister too. Maybe he's not so unlike the people you know.
It's
Zach.
the same guy. He moved to India.
He had to. He changed his name to Sawu to fit in.
And that's not his real name for anybody listening.
No, it's not. His name's fucking. I'll give his name. I don't give a shit.
You probably should.
Fuck this guy.
Probably should it.
Okay, I'll just give his fucking first name.
If you
I'm sure there's a million Santanus in India. I'm sure it's like Santana with a U.
It could be Carlos Santana.
Can you sing? Can you? What if he was like Carlos Santanu and he was like the Indian guitar god equivalent,
exactly.
And the Bollywood? What if? Could you sing smooth in an Indian accent? I've got the kind of thought intended wanted to give me your heart, make it real.
You're obviously
or
better than me.
Forget about it. And he plays with a sitar.
Give me your heart, make it real. He's got the guy from Matchbox 20 on the song with him.
No, because he sings that part that was an Indian. I want him to sing it. Because Santana just plays the guitar. So it's gonna be Rob Thomas singing over a sitar. Anyway, yeah, his name's Santanu. I won't give out his last name.
If we did, we might end up in court. So you shouldn't.
Oh, for slander?
It's possible.
Okay. I was gonna give a pretty big hint to what his last name was. I wasn't gonna say it, but maybe I should not.
I wouldn't.
Oh, fuck. Can I do it in a riddle?
See,
it's kind of a riddle.
If we were bigger than we are now, and we had fans that did our bidding, and we just shit on this guy, and then like Adrian Mendoza went and said, "Fuck you for fucking with them." You know how
like I do work with Santanu. He's my motherfucker.
Like, you know how like celebrities, like if they get a tweet from somebody being mean to them, they'll retweet it so that their fans will go shit on them. How dare you?
I don't think this guy has fans. Fine, he's Santana.
Well,
it's just Carlos.
In my analogy, we would be if Adrian Mendoza went to him like, "Fuck you, you fucked with the Revival House." It's like fucking with the Revival House. It's like fucking with me, man. What's that from? What's that movie?
It's like some kind of a.
It's playing with my money. It's like playing with my emotions. That's
Friday.
Yeah.
Friday.
That's a good movie. We should do it.
He did nothing to you.
That's wrong. He did nothing to you.
Start hitting Santana with his fucking belt. Adrian Mendoza. Anyway, cruelty to animals, man. Oh wait, no, I'm getting it mixed up. That guy's not Indian. But anyway, so where this all started is I do have a lot of the work he completed and it's just unfinished. So I was kind of put in a situation of, okay, I have to hire somebody to finish it. But that last experience has left me so exhausted and just frankly more scarred than, Zach watching 1,000 sisters get. It's got me wanting to consider other options. Now, so I could easily find someone and pay him to finish this one. It wouldn't take much work, so I don't think it would be the same stress at all. I'd just get somebody more reliable. But then it's WordPress, and I'd have to upkeep it, and we'd have to sit there and really manage all that shit ourselves, update it ourselves. And, we used to have a WordPress, and plugins all the time started fucking up, and there's a lot of bad plugins that people make. It's just an open forum type of thing. But I'm also thinking about now, maybe we should experiment with Squarespace, because a little bird known as the Reeves,
our boy the Reeves, baby,
he perched on our shoulders and he said try Squarespace via a commercial.
He does those commercials where they don't even mention what the product is. I saw so many of those commercials and like, what are they selling?
It spoke to me, man. It spoke to me. No, but other podcasters and things like that pitch it all the time. They've been really putting a lot of money into their ads, their marketing with the Reeves and the TV commercials, and they're all over podcasts. So, I mean, I'd heard the name a little bit, but at first just hearing it in passing, I'm like, oh, this is no different than some of those other whatever, build your own. But they seem to be the real deal. And so I figure why not if it's something we can build ourselves and it's kept in house, so like things update on their own, we don't have to really maintain it so much. That's right up my alley, man. And it doesn't hurt to maybe try that if we can build it ourselves and not have to worry about fucking, assholes from India. Yeah, I mean, why not try it and see how that works? And it, if we have to advance and do something later, we'll just cross that bridge when we get to it.
Mm-hmm.
But I think I'm going to attack that this weekend, and I'll see what I can do. And hopefully, God willing, we will have our Revival House up in full. So, really soon.
Revivalhouse.net.
Finally, revivalhouse.nut. I got the .nut.
Did you ever get the .com? I remember you said that maybe we could get it sometime.
I don't have the .com. The .com was
taken.
It was not taken, but it was going to go up for sale at a certain point, and I didn't look at it, and it cost a little bit of money, but I'm not too worried about it. The thing is we technically are a .net.
Mm-hmm.
We're not a commercial website, but everybody it doesn't matter which one you use. .coms just happen to be the most popular, but I mean, really, people. Twitter.com is not a .com. There's nothing commercial. They're not selling shit.
Mm-hmm.
If we had an e-commerce, .com.
I want to get .com.
.com and .nut.
Yeah, we need to make our own. That'd be great if you could.
Yeah, I think I own the .govs and all that stuff too. And
we're not the government.
I know. I just bought them because they were cheap, and I got them in a package. I got .us. I bought my own. I bought AaronLipscomb.com, AaronLipscomb.net.
It should link to your website or your podcast.
Yeah, I'm gonna get it. I'm gonna get it all linked together. I'm gonna try and link them all. And then I also bought, in preparation, I also have Revival House Productions, because that's the name of my inevitable production company once I can get that going. So I don't know. We'll see what we got.
I like Revival House Inc.
You do?
Yeah.
Why?
I don't know. It has a ring to it.
Does it really?
And nobody calls their production company .inc or Inc. whatever. Corporate.
Revival House Inc.
You would be the first guy. They'd be like, why didn't we think of that? Or they'd be like, I know why we didn't think of that. It's stupid. And then you look like an idiot because you took my advice.
So, it'd be cool, and I'm pretty sure the people at home would appreciate it if we actually commentate on what was going on in the game.
Yeah.
It's so funny, man. This has been such a roller coaster of emotions, this conversation. I mean, first I got depressed and grossed out. Then I got really angry talking about Sawu. And, I don't know.
I got another Devil May Cry story I could tell.
Nobody wants to hear that. Give us more incest, please.
No, I'll go ahead and tell the story. Fuck you.
Okay.
So, like, the first time I ever sold something on Amazon, I sold Devil May Cry 2, the worst game in the series. And some guy buys it. And this happened a long time ago, so I'm going to try to remember the story exactly how it happened.
I want to say you told me this like long ass time ago.
Yeah, I think on like a retro Rampage or something. Like before it was this, like when it was a podcast. Yeah. But like, so yeah, I sold it for like $5. Oh, look, this is one of those cutscenes that they couldn't put in HD.
Yeah, it really breaks it up. Okay.
The free rendered, like, oh yeah, we couldn't do this one because it wasn't even in game. It was just a video file on the disc. Sorry. Just redo it then. But yeah, I sold it for like $5, and oh yeah, so I sent it. The person emails me a little bit later, like right after I sent it, mark it as shipped. He's like, yeah, I don't want this anymore. Can I cancel the order? And like an idiot, I fucking canceled it right then and refunded the money. Like an idiot. It's my first experience selling on Amazon, so I learned from this. And because I just expected, like, oh yeah, he'll be,
nice, and he'll send it back.
Yeah. So then he's like, oh, never mind, I don't want to send it back. Okay, can you PayPal me the $5 again? I don't have PayPal. Can you get a PayPal? It's really easy. I told him, like, can you call Amazon? It just became this big to do, and I ended up saying, fuck it, just keep it. It was $5, and that game sucks, so really, you're losing in this fucking like. Yeah, I'll pay you $5 to take it off my hands.
You probably you had to take the time and the gas to go to the post office.
Yep.
Materials to pack it up.
That shit I will never get back. He robbed me. My dying breath, I'm going to be like, that $5 though.
The incest twin stole your innocence, and this guy stole your $5.
Mm-hmm.
I'm seeing a theme.
What if it was the same guy living in India?
Oh my gosh. He's like, no thank you, my friend. I changed my mind. I do not want this shitty game.
He's responsible for all the wrongdoings in my life. So at this point in the game, we got 3 trials to do. I'll do this one first. It's the easiest, I think. If I remember right. Yeah, it's just a memory game. I think 4, 2, 3. Hell yeah!
You remember it.
I got that shit.
Back of your hand. So how long is the game? What do you think a good stopping point is? Like, how long do you think we should play each part? Because we're not going to be able to play the whole game.
Yeah, we could stop at the end of this mission, maybe.
Okay, how long is this mission?
It's already almost over.
Okay. I kind of want to go out on a high note, man. Fuck.
It's up to you. We can go another one if you want. Oh, shit. I walked right into that.
Oh my gosh, you're walking into that one too. This is pretty cool looking though. Like you can hardly see what's popping up. I mean, the depth of these spikes. It's kind of hard to tell. Oh, that wasn't too bad. This is probably a game where it's hard to die and you get like a shit ton of life.
This is the special edition of the game. Oh fuck. This is a special edition of the game where like they made it a little easier because there was a bunch of like complaining about the difficulty. Mm-hmm. So they added gold. Usually it's just yellow orbs to continue when you die, and you start from the moment you walked in. But for this, they added gold orbs, and they put a gold orb, like version where you the gold orbs, like once you die, you just get right back up, so you don't even have to.
Oh, okay.
It like revives you after you die.
Is it me or does this game have a real Constantine vibe?
Yeah, I never seen that movie, but
well, it's a comic book and a movie, and starring the Reeves.
The Reeves, my boy.
I'm surprised you haven't seen it. That's actually, I think that's one of the movies a lot of people like of his.
Yeah,
like it's got a following. I saw it in theaters, and I fucking hated every second of it.
Really?
Yeah, but at the time, I was kind of a stickler, and I'm like, I really just hated the Reeves movies at that point.
Oh, you fuck.
Like I liked, Bill and Ted and all that stuff, but I just never liked The Matrix, and I didn't like all the movies he was putting out around The Matrix. And after,
I've never been a big fan of The Matrix either.
Yeah, I didn't like it. But that movie, his acting is so shitty. Mm-hmm. Like, it's really bad. And his little sidekick in it is played by Shia LaBeouf.
Yeah.
Yeah, and there's 2 bad guys in it. One of the main bad guy, which I believe is just straight up the devil. It's one of the goons from Fargo. It's not Steve Buscemi. It's the other one that put Steve Buscemi in the wood chipper. Mm-hmm. And yeah, he's just a cornball. But his second in command is played by motherfucking Gavin Rossdale of Bush. I don't want to come at down on this cloud. You know that fucking guy?
Why? Why'd they cast him?
And his acting is shitty. There's like this cringeworthy like scene where he goes up to Constantine's face, kind of like all sexually, and he's like an inch from his cheek, and he's like, finger looking good. And I'm like, a shiver went on my spine when he said that.
I would have came.
It was so bad. But yeah.
See,
glycerine!
See, that whole instance could have been better. I could have been watching the guy from Bush fuck his sister.
Oh. The Reeves, dude. What if it was the Reeves fucking his sister? Would you be like, yeah, I'll watch?
I'd watch that, yeah.
Because that's a better story to tell. Like, yeah, so, like, I was in the back of a pickup truck with Keanu Reeves and his sister, and he fucking fucked her. And he asked me if I wanted to tag her, too. The cool thing is, you'd probably feel totally comfortable telling that story because nobody would believe you. Yeah. Ever.
Maybe if I want to tell the story, I should tell that version.
Just say it was Keanu Reeves. So it'll be cathartic because you'll be technically getting it out of your system without really rolling over anybody.
And nobody will believe me. That's all I gotta do. Actually, I wish I would have thought of that a long time ago.
That's the way you could have told it on here, but now it lives forever. It's been tattooed on the internet. Now,
I hope he never hears it.
dude, first of all, get this. Let's say by slim chance he does hear it. We're not saying his name. And he obviously, if you heard it, he would know it was him, obviously. Do you really think a guy that we never said his name and was kept anonymous, do you think he'd really want to make a big stink and bring it up? I know for a fact if you watched me do something like that, even if I heard it years and years and years later on a podcast, and you were gracious enough not to say my name, I wouldn't want to talk to you. I wouldn't call you and be like, hey man, I thought that was our special bond. You watched me my sister.
That was our blood brothers moment.
Yeah, you put your dicks together, rub the blood.
Yeah.
So, I mean, yeah, dude, like you really think he would want to say something to you? No. I bet you he's been trying his whole life to forget it.
Yeah.
If we're lucky. Oh, maybe we might fuck him up because maybe he's repressed it.
Yeah, now he remembers.
And we just bring it all back to him.
And he's like, I thought we worked through this. My fucking counselor told me to assume that was Keanu Reeves that did that.
Oh, man. I thought that was a movie, Reeves movie. Oh, if only life was that simple.
What if we get sued by Keanu Reeves now? Because now he's the only person we put a name to it. I want my money, man. Hey,
God.
I want my money.
Every little bit helps to get Bill and Ted 3 made.
If that was what it was going to, I'd probably give it to him.
That's so funny. This guy looks shitty, man. I don't like the way that guy... Is that brick just like...
That's a
book. It's not a brick, it's a book. And like... Oh, look at that.
I'd fuck that chick.
That guy didn't even flinch, man. A bullet grazed his cheek and you're just like,
Bye.
She's dead?
No.
Okay. So, mission cleared. How many missions are in the game, and do you think this is a good stopping point? I think it is.
There's 21 missions in the game.
Fuck!
What mission was I on there?
I don't know. How many did we do?
We'll see here.
Yeah, you'll see. But I think that's a good stopping point regardless.
Mm-hmm.
But we'll see how many more we got.
We didn't even get to the point where I fight my brother and get the devil trigger. And then I get swallowed by a big monster and I gotta kill his insides to get out.
Well, I mean, this has been a pretty long playthrough. I think we should split it up into parts. So if you guys want to see all that stuff, we can't guarantee you he has more incest stories. But if you want us to continue playing the game, you got to let us know in the comments, you see. And otherwise, we're going to pick new games to play every week. But if you want to see this one continue, just let us know, and we won't have a problem doing it. I think Mac and Zach have to play a part 2 to Shadow of the Colossus.
Mm-hmm.
But we got stuff that we got to do. I know we have an upcoming episode that I've done with Dakota that has taken a little bit of time to edit because there's a lot of cuts and a lot of shit to do with it. We've been doing the Super Mario World series. We're going to break them up into parts. Obviously, the Super Mario World version of the first Mario Brothers, and we're going to do the Super Mario All-Stars. I can't even speak properly. We're doing the versions of those games. So we're going to do 1, 2, 3, and then Lost Levels and World. And anyway, he's been editing the Super Mario Brothers All-Stars, original Mario Brothers, and that one hopefully will be going up very soon. But yeah, other than that, let us know. Obviously, if you guys are on YouTube right now, which I imagine you are because this is video and whatnot, do know that we have other podcasts that we run on YouTube as well. If you're already here, obviously, but go to iTunes if you're into podcasts and check out Mac and Zach Save the World. Check out the long-running BTM podcast. Check out all of our commentaries if you're into film and stuff like that and silly shit. We have on the YouTube, we have a slew of 5-minute videos that we do. They're spliced up from our commentaries with some wacky film clips and whatnot. They're pretty nifty. There's the Deep End with Aaron Lipscomb. That's my personal podcast. It's a little bit more topical. And yeah, obviously these retro Rampage podcasts. But anyway, what I was going to say is if you guys could spare just 30 seconds.
Spare a square.
Spare a square. Just 10. Is that like a toilet paper thing?
Yeah, from Seinfeld.
Spare a square. That's what I thought it was. So if you guys just have 10 seconds, we're going to put the link in the description of the video that you're watching right now. It's going to be a link to our iTunes, right? Mm-hmm. We'll put all of our iTunes on there. All you have to do, if you think we deserve it, click on that link. Leave the podcast on iTunes a 5-star rating. And if you're so inclined, give us a little sentence, a review, because we really, really want to start stacking those because unfortunately, in the world of iTunes and Stitcher and all that stuff, that shit's important. We want to be able to rise above all the fucking shit out there and get more exposure, right? We want to grow the Revival House. We want more people to hear Zach talk about these fucking fucked up stories, right? The world has to know.
I just blew my load. That's the most fucked up one I got.
Oh my gosh, man. We'll have to make more memories, won't we?
Mm-hmm.
I'll be right over. I'm just kidding. But yeah, so stop what you're doing. Give us just 10 seconds of your time. Leave a 5-star review. And if I keep saying, if we can hit 100 reviews on the main one at least, I don't know. I've been joking around saying I'll send whoever wants it a picture of fucking Mitchell inside Zach's ass.
Mm-hmm.
Right? I'll just have them take a picture of them fucking, giving each other cream pies. And you guys will get that. Some lucky recipient. Not that, but, I would like to do something special,
Mm-hmm.
Maybe some sort of giveaway or something cool, but let's get that up there. And if you do leave a review and you happen to have been referenced from this YouTube video, leave a comment in the YouTube video letting us know you did so we can give you that credit. And once again, last but not least, feel free to ask questions, leave comments, leave feedbacks, make requests, and we'll address those on the podcast. Actually, on that note, before we let you guys go, I will pull up the comment that we had on about the Shadow of the Colossus, so I know what I'm talking about here. Give me a second. Because I believe that was our dearest Adrian Mendoza.
Adrian Mendoza, the guy that's going to go after that dude. Be like, you fucked with Revival.
Okay, so he goes, please do part 2 of Shadow of the Colossus. I had no idea about the weapons unlock, so I'm not sure what he's talking about because I've never played the game.
You need to watch that video. It's a great one. You need to lay in bed and watch our Shadow of the Colossus video.
I think I'll do that tonight. I promise. And let me go ahead and look up other comments because I don't think we've read any of these comments. Mystery Mortals on our Friday the 13th the game playthrough. He says, love Resident Evils, but 6 and 7 were awful, and I haven't played the Revelations 1 and 2. I loved replaying 0 and 1, the remakes, on the Xbox One. Still, little talk about remaking 2 when they said they were going to make it years ago. Yeah, what the fuck is taking them so long? It's like the Final Fantasy 7 remake, man.
There was that little confirmation where they said they're making it, and it's been like a year since then.
Yeah, it's you know what? They announce games way too freaking early these days.
Yeah, they do.
Like years and years. And by the time that a game actually comes out, like you're probably not into games anymore.
What's that? Has that Final Fantasy X remake came out?
The 7 remake? No.
7, yeah.
No. And like there were certain headlines made.
That was the first episode of Retro Rampage we did together, I think.
There was a recent headline last week or so where Square Enix was, or Enix, I don't know how you pronounce it.
Enix.
They put up a job posting for more developers to work on the Final Fantasy 7.
Really?
So, which tells you, I mean, that doesn't mean they're not balls deep into it, but the fact that they're still trying to look for people to do work on it, dude, this fucking thing isn't coming out for a while. Mm-hmm. And I think it's going to fall flat on its face when it does. But yeah, don't announce game. Someone's 13 years old, they announce a game. By the time it comes out, they're in college and too busy to play shit. It's fucking ridiculous. Let's see. Joey Wilkerson on our Eternal Champions Challenge from the Dark Side Sega CD commentary or playthrough. He says, fighting games looked great on this system back in the day, the Sega CD, he says. Mostly the Sega Saturn ones. I agree, the Sega Saturn was a fucking powerhouse for 2D fighters, man. That was the best 2D fighting machine of the era. What else we got here? I don't think I've read these in a while, so I'm just trying to catch up. And I don't know if I read this one last time. I'm going to read it again. Gage Thent says, damn, you guys are struggling on our X-Men 2 Clone Wars Sega Genesis playthrough. It's a fucking hard-ass game. It's a hard ass game, and I don't want to be put through it again. And he says, and he told my brother, great Lars Ulrich impression. Yeah, it's pretty good. And Adrian Mendoza also comments as well that it is indeed a very tough game, and he played it all the time way back when. It's a great game. Just fucking hard, man. You ever had those games when you grew up that you fucking grew up loving and you've played your whole life, but you actually stop and think years later, I never fucking beat that game.
Yeah.
Like, I played it all the fucking time.
Mm-hmm.
All the time, but I actually never beat it or saw the end. X-Men 2 Clone Wars is one of those games. Yeah, okay. And that'll be good for the comments for now. But like I said, leave more of those, and we'll address them. And ask us anything. Ask us anything, and we shall be honest. Even if you want to comment on the fucking gnarly story you heard today, we'll comment on it. I know Zach doesn't want to, but we will. That's all I got, man. Zach, you got anything to close us out? You said enough, though, so you don't feel obligated.
That's all I got. Fucking check out the newest commentary we just put up, The Idle Hands. It's pretty good. And
yeah, man.
I'm gonna get the Mac and Zach April Fool's Day, aka Slaughter High one up soon.
Yeah, because they got Critters 2 up, which is technically an Easter movie. And Easter and April Fools were on the same day this year, so they did Slaughter High. So I guess that's following. So check them out as well. Give them a follow. All of the above. And we'll catch you guys on the flip side. Bye-bye, puppets. Don't go f***ing your sisters. Don't. We should put like a Beavis and Butthead thing at the start of this podcast. Beavis and Butthead are fictional characters. Do not do what they do, save some liability. You should. That'd be fucking hilarious. But anyway, adios, guys. Puppets out.